Horror comedies, when done well, end up being some of my all-time favorite movies. With classics like Shaun of the Dead, Bubba Hotep, and Bad Taste, just to name a few, the Scary Movie franchise tried really hard to ruin horror comedies for everyone, but thankfully they didn't succeed. Anyway, this week's movie Jack Frost veers a bit further into the comedy side over horror. The movie opens with quite possibly the most annoying kid voiceover in history.
Uncle Henry, tell me a story.
No, it's late. Go to bed. Santa will be here soon.
No, I want a story. Please.
All right.
Uncle Henry is telling a story to whatever demon spawn has that voice. He tells her about a serial killer named Jack Frost who is killing people for 5 years until they finally caught him in the town of snowman. They switch to a police truck taking Jack to be executed. Is there really such a thing as a state execution transfer vehicle?
I'll tell you something. The murdering bastard Jack Frost in here is one lucky son of a bitch.
Lucky? He's being executed in 30 minutes.
Yeah, well, at least he doesn't have to drive back through this crap.
If ever there was a face that said, "Oh snap," it's this. I like how they're driving through this horrible blizzard and yet there isn't any snow on the ground.
What the
Oh, yeah.
The two trucks crash in the lowest budgeted way possible. In the crash, Jack gets thrown clear of the truck. The truck with the genetic materials catches on fire and explodes, spraying Jack with hot acid. Jack melts and fuses with the snow in a most cartoonish way. They spared no expense on these special effects. Sam, the local sheriff, is driving home. Since tonight is supposed to be Jack's execution, he's reminiscing about how he caught him. Jack swore he'd find a way to kill Sam and his family for sending him to jail. Sam's son is a morbid weirdo.
Wow, there's an ambulance. Can we stop, please?
They pass by the scene of the accident. In this edition of Plot Convenience Playhouse, we see that Sam also lives in Snowman, so Jack doesn't have very far to go to extract his revenge. Back at Sam's house, Ryan is cooking up some disgusting concoction for his dad. Sam puts it in a Ziploc bag and takes it with him. Sam goes to the Snowman Building Festival. For a town that has what was quoted as the largest snowman building contest in the country, there seems to be a serious lack of both snow and snowmen. In fact, this looks like a really nice warm spring day to be filming a winter movie. Sam stops by to see Jake and his hot daughter Jill. I guess since it never snows in the town of Snowman, they're forced to build their snowmen out of shredded coconut. Sam gets a call of a murder and finds out that the heat miser finally killed the snow miser. Back at Sam's house, his wife sees there's a snowman out front. She gives Ryan some carrots from Chernobyl Farms and he goes out to finish the snowman. Ryan is working on the snowman and is bullied by local jerk Billy.
Horses and all the king's men couldn't give a rat's ass about Tyler's little snowman. Huh.
Ryan tells him the snowman killed him, but no one believes him. Jake and his wife are mourning over Billy's death. Not Jill, though. She's headed over to see Tommy. Now here's where Shannon Elizabeth shows off those acting chops that got her the role in the American Pie movies.
Your lord forsook this house long ago. I'm going to see Tommy.
Jake is outside and hears a noise. He gets axed to death by what appears to be the Arby's oven mitt. Inside the house is Jake's wife. If you were watching this movie and hadn't figured out by now that the movie was not intended to be taken seriously, this scene pretty much spells it out for you. Jack strangles Jake's wife and kills her with Christmas ornaments. Earlier in the film, when she said she always wanted to be like an angel on top of the tree,
You know, when I was a little girl, I always wanted to be the angel on top of the Christmas tree.
I really thought that she was going to have the tree shoved up her ass. Actually, I'm kind of disappointed they didn't do that. Paul comes over to the house with some rock salt to find the couple dead. The police show up and finally admit to the town that there's a killer on the loose. They then round everybody up in town in the local church. Special Agent Manners and Agent Stone show up at the police station in search of Jack. The deputy is out looking for Jill. He sees the snowman in the road. Jack is able to switch from solid to liquid to gas at will, as he here shows by switching to liquid and then reforming inside the police car to run over the cop. Jill does what every girl mourning over her dead brother would do. She breaks into the local sheriff's house with Tommy so they can have sex. So after the world's silliest striptease, Jill tells Tommy her demands.
If you want me, I want a roaring log fire and a bottle of wine.
She then goes upstairs to dry her already dry hair for a really, really, really long time. Meanwhile, downstairs, Jack shows up. Tommy finds out the hard way that you can't kill a snowman with an ice pick. Jack kills him with projectile icicles. Jill finally finishes drying her hair so she can take a bath. Jill's in the water and, oh no, she gets raped by a snowman. Notice the carrot isn't on his nose, it's down there. How is she waving her arms? They're both pinned. He's even smoking a pipe afterwards.
Looks like Christmas came a little early this year.
Jack finally makes an appearance at the sheriff's office. Manners and Stone explain what really happened to Jack. Sam uses a hairdryer on Jack and realizes that heat can hurt him. They set up aerosol cans in an attempt to blow up the building. Hey look, actual snow! They blow up the building, but Jack reforms. He chases them into the church and they use hairdryers to force him into the furnace. Jack, of course, turns into gas and then reforms.
Blow me.
Jack kills Manners and then forces himself inside a stone, which kind of reminds me of what they did for Edgar in Men in Black. Jack sprays out a stone and Sam runs to his car. Jack gets into the car and almost kills him until Sam hits him in the head with the stuff that Ryan made for him. For some reason, it's making him melt.
Hey, what did you put in those oats?
Sorry.
It's a good thing that you did.
I didn't want you to get cold.
Hey, what did you put in the oats?
Antifreeze.
Antifreeze? Sam sends Paul to get all the antifreeze he can and stays back to distract Jack. Paul fills the back of his truck with antifreeze. Sam lures Jack upstairs and interrupts somebody having sex with a goat. He jumps out the window and into the antifreeze. Jack melts and then they take all the antifreeze with Jack in it and bury it. Jack is pretty pissed off and comes back for more killing in the sequel. The movie was filmed in Big Bear, California and Los Angeles. Christopher Allport played the Sheriff Sam. He had a very successful career in TV with shows like Felicity and Mad Men, up until his untimely death in 2008 when he was killed in an avalanche. Scott McDonald played Jack. When he was in his human form, he was pretty sinister. His voice work was excellent and added an almost Freddy Krueger-like aspect to the character. Speaking of voice work, he's done quite a bit. He was in X-Men Legends, Final Fantasy XIII, and Dead Space. This was Shannon Elizabeth's first movie. I have nothing else to add here, I just wanted to bring up footage of her again. In 1998, a family movie about a snowman was released, also called Jack Frost. I've heard many a story of an ill-informed parent picking up the wrong movie, or a mischievous video store clerk giving the horror Jack Frost in place of the family movie. If you go into this movie expecting to be scared, you're doing it wrong. This movie is intentionally bad. As the movie progressed, Jack's lines got funnier and funnier.
I said, who's out there?
Well, it ain't fucking Frosty.
Who are you?
World's most pissed off snow cone. I can see your house from up here!
But the best stuff was the little things going on in the background.
Do you believe Jake? It couldn't have been a fight. Billy is 2 feet taller than Ryan.
You haven't heard?
Hey!
The guy telling the story in the beginning of the movie was writer-director Michael Cooney. After directing the sequel, Jack Frost 2: Revenge of the Killer Mutant Snowman in 2000, he got back into writing and wrote the incredible thriller Identity. For as much as people complained at how fake this movie looks, I don't think it would have worked any other way. How can you do a movie about a serial-killing snowman and just not make it ridiculous?
You the man who witnessed the incident? Let's you and me take a little midnight stroll.